Welcome to Food Fights, and today we're going to be comparing these two brands of cheese dip. On the left, and the reigning champion weighing in at 9 ounces, is Fritos brand of Jalapeno cheddar dip. And on the right, weighing in at 15 ounces, is Tostitos brand of Salsa con Queso medium cheese dip. I love cheese, and I love cheese dip. And this is going to be fun because I don't think I've ever had this before, and I know I've had this before because as of right now, this is the reigning champion of cheese dips. So we're going to see if any one of these is any better than the other. And the reason we're doing this challenge is because Krypton says, have you tried the Tostitos Salsa con Queso medium cheese that comes in the glass jar? So that's what we're going to do here today, is try this Tostitos queso dip. So for the Fritos Jalapeno dip, I paid $2.50 for this 9-ounce can, and that works out to 28 cents an ounce. For the Tostitos brand, I paid $3.98 for this 15-ounce jar, and that works out to 26.5 cents an ounce, even though both of these are made by Frito-Lay. The Tostitos brand is the better value. And as for looking at the jar, I'm thinking this might be a better looking product because this is a queso dip, whereas this is just a cheese dip. The Tostitos looks like it has chunks of tomato and chunks of pepper in there, and I love a good queso dip, so I'm looking forward to see how this is. I realize that these are going to be completely different. I guess what we're looking for is which one of these tastes better than the other. All right, what about the packaging? The Fritos Jalapeno dip is pretty much utilitarian in the can, and it's nice for what it is. It's nice if you're taking it out for a picnic. It's thin enough where you don't have to worry about heating it up or anything like that. And it's got this resealable container, and it's just nice for out and about. Where the Tostitos has got this nice jar. As far as I know, you can throw the jar right in the microwave. I don't think I'd recommend that, but I'm sure people do that. So it's a little bit different, or maybe quite a bit different than what the Fritos Jalapeno dip is. But as always, what's important is what's inside the container. So let's open both of these up and see what we have. So let's start with the Fritos Jalapeno dip and open this up. And of course, it's still got that pull tab, which is very nice and convenient. I guess convenient because now we have this lid that we have to do something with, as opposed to opening up the jar and you can just put the lid right back on the jar. But at least we've got this plastic lid to put on the Fritos Jalapeno dip. My mouth is watering right now because I can smell this, and it smells good. All right, so let's try the Tostitos queso dip. Let's open this up and see what that looks like. And that too looks really good. Certainly some chunks in there, and I can certainly tell a difference between the two. It seems like the Tostitos is more orange in color, so I'm going to say right now the Tostitos is definitely looking better than what the Fritos Jalapeno dip is. So let's smell each one of these and see how they smell, see if there's a difference between the two. So let's start with the Fritos Jalapeno dip. Oh man, oh, that smells so good. I'm definitely smelling the cheese and smelling the spices, and you can smell the tanginess of that. So let's compare that to the Tostitos Salsa con Queso dip. Wow, I can really smell the chilies in here. I can smell the tomatoes in here. Yeah, I can smell the cheese, and it definitely smells a bit tangier. It smells a little bit different, not entirely different. Actually, I think the Fritos Jalapeno dip smells better than what the Tostitos does. But what's important is how these things taste. I know a lot of people prefer to heat these up, but usually when I'm eating this, I'm usually out on the boat or out on a picnic or something like that, and don't normally have the time or the luxury to heat these up. So I'm going to try to give this a fair evaluation based on how these taste right out of the jar. So let's start with the Fritos Jalapeno dip and see how that is. I'm going to dip some in there and just see how much of that sticks onto the chip. And yeah, a nice amount of that sticks right to the chip. So let's taste that and see how that is. Oh man. Oh, I just love this stuff. This is so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a bit spicy. Now, I can feel the spices kicking in there. A nice spiciness, not overpowering spicy. And just the perfect amount of spiciness to that. I can feel it in the mouth and in the back of the throat. Oh, that's real good. A very creamy, very cheesy sauce with some tanginess to it. Like there's some tomato in there. Certainly some chili, but it's ground up very fine, so you don't get any big chunks of any vegetables in there. So I think it's just really mixed up really well in the cheese. All right, so let's try the Tostitos Salsa con Queso. So let's dip my chip in there, and it actually seems to be a bit thinner than what the Fritos Jalapeno dip is. Yeah, it's definitely thinner because the jalapeno dip, you can see it wouldn't pour out of there. But if I did that with this, it would pour right out of that jar. So the Tostitos is definitely a thinner product. So let's try the Tostitos and see how that tastes. Wow, that's really good too. There is a huge difference between these. These are both very, very good. And as for right now, I'm going to say they're equally as good, but which one of these is going to be my favorite? I'm going to have to try them again. I've got to. I'm going to have to try these again and see how they taste. So let's go back to the Fritos Jalapeno dip, and you can see how it really sticks to that chip. All right, let's try this. I love that flavor. That is really, really good. All right, and one more time, we're going to try the Tostitos Salsa con Queso dip. And you can see there, we've got a nice amount on there. We got some chunks in there. So let's try that. All right, this was a very difficult decision. Both of these are very, very, very good. I enjoyed tasting both of these. I do have a favorite, and I'll tell you why. The Tostitos, very, very good. I love the chunks that are in there. It's a very good spicy taste. It doesn't seem to be as hot as the Fritos, but it's still very good. I do love that you can really taste the peppers inside the Tostitos. You can really, and obviously the texture is different because of the chunks of the peppers and tomatoes in there. But you can taste more of the peppers in the Tostitos. Not hot, just the taste of that, the peppers, the flavor of the peppers. The Fritos, on the other hand, since it's more mixed up and everything is more consistent, the Fritos has a different texture. The Fritos slightly thicker than what the Tostitos is, but the Fritos has a little bit tangier taste to it, and it's definitely more spicy than what the Tostitos is. So as for right now, the reigning champion is still the Fritos Jalapeno Cheddar Dip. This stuff still is really, really good, and it's still my favorite. The Tostitos is very, very good. It's a bit different, but the Fritos just seems to have, actually it has a bit more of a cheesy taste, and certainly has a tangier taste, and certainly is more spicy than what the Tostito is. The Tostitos, you can certainly taste the peppers in there. It's just not as hot, not as sharp, not as tangy, and not as much of a cheese taste as what the Fritos Jalapeno dip is. They are both very, very, very good, and I really had a hard time deciding which one I liked better. But yes, still, the Fritos is still the reigning champion for cheese dips. So thank you for watching Food Fights, and please subscribe so we can try it before you buy it. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.